Hey guys. Well, I'm excited, Miss Mary Mac, too, to find out how this goes. I'm hoping it's going to go good, but who knows? All we can do is try, right? Hello, Alice Lynn. How are you, darling? I'm so excited about this new channel, Nana. I am looking forward to learning some new things and maybe even share some ideas at some point. Well, I'm hoping that you're going to share some points too. Ain Patrick says I'm excited too. Hey, Discovering. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Well, we all know that new channels start out slow, guys. So we've got, what, 2 people in here? Let's give it a few minutes and see if anybody else shows up. But what we're going to be talking about today is just what you guys really want to learn about, what you want to see, that kind of thing. Find out what ideas you guys have. See what direction you want to take the channel in. You know, what kind of things y'all want to learn, information you want to know about, that kind of stuff. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready, but only because Nana kept me awake because she knew I didn't want to miss this. Yeah, you're awake and ready. You wouldn't be. You wouldn't be, though. You'd be asleep. I know you would. Well, you're welcome, Miss Discovering. I don't know if we're going to have anybody in chat or not. It's only saying 2's in chat for me. What's it saying for you? I'm checking my page. Huh. Just 2. Well, we got to be patient, guys. We got to let people hear about it, let people know about it, share the word, share the link. So who is the other person that's in here besides Discovering? Might just be me and you, Discovering. That's so sad. Ain't that what we say about other channels that only have a few people in here? Did you post a community post on your Nana's Angels page? No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. I figured if they are subscribed and they got the notifications turned on, they would be notified when I set the thing up. There's 4 people in here now, so it says, oh, bless my poor pea picking heart. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Are you calling me stupid for starting this channel? I'm not stupid. I promise I'm not. So for the people who are catch this on replay, how are you guys doing? Leave your answers, anything that you've got to say in the comment section, guys. I will come back and read the comments. I promise. Any ideas that you have, what you're interested in seeing or learning about, we can always, we learn together, guys. Nana, I didn't. We just have that conversation about notifications. I know you didn't get a notification. A lot of people didn't either. Hang on a second. Let me go over here and see what I can do. I want to make sure it's not messing up the live stream. Hang on. I'll put it out there. Or I'll try when my computer wants to cooperate. My computer's not cooperating today very well, guys. I don't know why. Maybe it's just hot like the rest of us. You think? Okie doke. Now, go to the actual channel. Your channel. So discovering, start talking, jump up here on panel, keep people entertained. Hello, Miss Jennifer. How are you today, sweetheart? Glad to see you here. We're starting out slow, guys. Of course, it's only 6 minutes in and we have 6 people watching, so. I'm fixing to put a thing out on the community post. Nice try. What, you wouldn't come up here? It's all good. Yeah, I know. It just takes time. It really does. So for the people that are in here, what are you guys interested in learning about first? All the different disasters that we could have that would bring on the need for being prepared, for being preppers. Okay, community post. Okay, let me get the link. I'm almost done, guys. Hang on. Okay, that's the channel link. Copy. Nope. Dang it. All right. Lana's bunker. Now. Well, I'm hoping that'll go through. Okay. Yes, the basics. Definitely want to learn about canning. I've never cooked over an open fire. Really, Aim? Really? That's odd, or I think it's odd. Of course, I mean, I grew up learning. Okay, is it going to take us to the live? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Yep, I got it on there. I can build a fire to boot, though I would like to learn some different fire starting methods. Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, there's always I forget what it's called, but it's a fire starter and you keep it a little bitty can. I'll get the correct words and terminology and stuff, guys, when we actually touch on that. But yeah, you can start a fire with basically just a flintstone and little burnt pieces of material and paper. I'm from LA, but I was Girl Scout until I was 18, whatever that's worth. Well, you know how to sell cookies. Did you go? I hope you went into the business end of the situation. Hubby used to dig a hole and cook like that. Yeah, now that's possible. You could dig a hole in the ground and you line it with you build your fire in the bottom of it, then you line it with tinfoil and then put your food on top of it, or wrap your food in the tinfoil and then pack dirt on top of the fire, on top of the food. Yep, absolutely. Aim Patrick, I love it. Open fire better than grilling because it's more smoky flavored than the chemicals in charcoal. I myself, guys, cannot stand the taste of charcoal. I can't. That and gas. I hate gas even worse. The best and quickest way to start a fire is dip cotton balls in Vaseline because it starts better. But what if you're out on the road walking and you don't have a way to get Vaseline or cotton balls? What are you going to do then? Exactly. Made the best biscuits. Yep. Absolutely. But what if you don't have tinfoil, guys? If you dig a hole in the ground and you start your fire in the hole in the ground and you don't have tinfoil to wrap your food in, what do you do then? Okay, well, you could always use like a Dutch oven, set it on top of the fire and then bury it. But there's always, like, if you're in a area where there's types of leaves that's non-poisonous, you can always wrap them in that. Um, but let's just go back to the basics. I mean, so our first video, our first um, training session should be to figure out the different many ways to start a fire, with the different ways you may, like, if you're just like an EMP struck and there's no electricity, there's no gas, there's no nothing, and you need to go outside and just start a fire in your yard. If you're displaced from your home for whatever reason and walking down the street and you need to build a fire, what is the best ways to build a fire in that scenario? I mean, what if you didn't put anything in your bug out bag and you don't have that? Hello, Scott. How are you? Hold on one second, guys. Somebody just walked in my house. Okay, it wasn't nobody. It was just my son coming home from work early. As I was saying, how are you, Scott? We used to camp a lot and kept containers with cotton balls already dipped because you just never know when you need them, right? You could always do that. Get like a little baggie or whatever and dip your cotton balls, stick them in there, put them in your bug out bag. Always been industrious. So GS was great for that. I definitely went into a different business though. Okay. Yeah, I remember what you told me you were doing. So I forgot about that. Um, Hello, Carrie. Glad to see you here, sweetheart. I'm clueless about all this. That's why I'm here. Well, there you go. I'm glad that we're going to be able to help a few people out. We're all going to be able to help each other out, though, guys. I figured your kitty was knocking on the door again. No, it was actually somebody walked in the door and Biscuit started going off. Hello, Beagle Mom. How are you? So, Scott, do you have any tidbits of information you'd like to share already? For the people coming in, what today's live stream is about is finding out what you guys really want to hear about, what you want to learn about first. We can make a list of everything that you want to learn so that I know what direction to go in, what videos to put up first, and live streams to do first. I have pen and paper ready to take notes. But so okay, that we had, who was it that said they were a Girl Scout till they were 18? Let's see. Oh, was it Alice Lynn? Oh no, it was Ain, wasn't it? Yeah, Ain, I remembered. You have to give me a second. I'm getting old, guys. You got to give me a minute. So fire starting, the basics, just fire starting first. What about reasons for needing to worry about all this? We need to figure out the different. What are some of the things that you think might happen that would cause you to need to be prepared? as far as like tornadoes, earthquakes, that kind of stuff, because you all live in different areas, and different areas have different natural disasters. So, what is a natural disaster in the area you live in that you have to worry about? You might be displaced from your home, or the electric might go out. You might, the grid might go down. You're in earthquake country? Yeah, you are. And tsunami, right? Monsoon, tsunamis, right? Any kind of tools we should try to have to get right. Let me tell you, first and foremost, the one thing you need to take and spend your money on is go and buy a cheap but good, one that breaks down, fishing pole with some hooks. I found a video how to charge your phone with a 9-volt battery, pin spring, and scotch tape. I can send it to you later if you're interested. Absolutely, Beagle Mom. Absolutely. You're in Tennessee, so we know what goes on here. I'm just going to listen and see where to go with it. I also have a second channel and have been thinking of doing something similar. Was cool. I caught the end of your stream yesterday. Well, thank you. Yeah, tsunamis. Okay. So we need to make sure we get a list of tools that we need. But it can't be anything, major, guys. I mean, we have to make sure they're smaller, simple, stuff that can be broke down, carried with you at some point if need be. I mean, we all hope for the best scenario, guys. If anything was to happen, you hope and pray that you get to stay in your own home and you're not displaced from your home, that kind of thing. And then you have readily available everything you have at your house. But you also have to consider that you may actually have to leave your home and not know exactly when you'll be coming back, if ever. I remember making a battery out of a potato in junior high or high school. I can't remember, LOL. Hello, Ruth D. The only reason I'm not more prepared today, guys, is because, like I said, we just started the channel 2 days ago, and I just got the okay through YouTube to actually go live or have a live stream. So I'm still trying to work out the kinks. So forgive me. We are going to work this out together, guys. We'll do it together. So we need to learn about fires, how to get them started. We need tools. When I do the next video, I will do one that, preparing a bug out bag, what you actually need to have in it. And guys, when I do a list for bug out bags, I'm not going to listen. If you are displaced from your home for whatever reason, in an emergency case, you are not going on a vacation. I was looking and doing some research, and there was a woman that said she was preparing. It was her husband, and 4 kids, and she was trying to figure out the cheapest way to do bug out bags for them. But now that what they were talking about doing bug out bags, she was talking about putting 3 changes of clothes for each person. Of course, their own bags, but 3 changes of clothes. 8. Now, just the toiletries, guys. I didn't even get past the toiletries. For the toiletries for her, she needed shampoo, a bottle of shampoo, a bottle of conditioner, a bottle of lotion, shaving cream and razors for her legs, underarm deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, dental floss, a comb. There was some other stuff in there of feminine products, and 18 washcloths per person, and 3 days worth of clothes to change into. That wasn't even counting the food or anything to start a fire with, anything to protect yourself with, nothing. That was just the toiletries and 3 changes of clothes. Shoot, that right there would fill up a darn backpack and be done with it. That's it. I'm a little bit more simple than that, guys. So I'm not going on a 3-day vacation. I'm just trying to survive until things calm down. I can share about earthquake preparedness and what to expect if anyone needs to know. I can also share info about first aid kits and some basic first aid. I can teach about sutures if y'all want. That would be great, Aim. Absolutely. I mean, think about it. If you're out there, or even the hospitals and stuff are going to be shutting down too if the power goes off the grid. There's going to be nothing but chaos at the hospitals. Imagine what would happen if you get a simple cut at home. Would you not rather be able to take care of it yourself? And I know the thoughts of getting sutures without pain medicine is like unbelievable. Trust me. But I have had it done. And although it is painful, it is survivable. You really don't just scream and faint and have a heart attack because of the pain. It's not that painful. Denied sappy wood like pine is always good flammable wood to heat with. Not sure about cooking with it, but it will start it for sure. Absolutely. Oh hell no. Most stuff in your bag should be able to multitask. Exactly. Instead of buying shampoo, conditioner, lotion, all that crap. Or for the man, she had the shaving cream, razors, deodorant. Buy 3-in-1 shampoo. That's your body soap, your shampoo, and your conditioner all in one. If you have a family of 6, buy a large bottle and carry it in one of the adult bags. I mean, not hard. Not hard to understand, or I don't know. Now, dental floss might be multi-purpose. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know why I'm said denied. LOL. I meant dried sappy wood. Damn spell check, always bullying me. I'll blame it on spell check again. We all need to learn how to use things we can find in our surroundings. Yes, Aim, that's great. Yes. Exactly, because if we can't get out to get supplies, you got to survive with what you got. Exactly. Can you really use super glue instead of? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I mean, they have some kind of new, well, it's not new, but they have some kind of glue at the hospitals and stuff that's, that they use that's super this and super that and super expensive. They charge you out the wazoo for it when they use it on you. But if you're at home and you get cut, as long as it's not like a gapping gash in your leg or something, if it's just a small cut, yes, you push it together. You put the super glue on the top of the layer of the skin, and yes, it'll hold it together and will not hurt. We also need to make a list of actual stuff that you need in your storage pantry for, I mean, as long as you're going to, if you're going to be stuck at home, so you can survive anywhere up to 6 months, guys, at least 6 months. Maybe I'll just stink and hopefully people can't stand to be around me, so I won't have to worry about people getting too close or close enough to steal my food. I wasn't meaning that. Yes, you have to worry about staying clean to a point. But come on, guys, you're worrying about staying alive and carrying food and supplies. Is deodorant really going to be on the top of your list, or 18 washcloths per person? If need be, a change of clothes, a pair of comfortable pajama pants. Make sure you've got at least 2 or 3 pairs of socks and clean pair of underwear. And of course, depending on the weather or your environment, whatever type of jacket you need. I think the most important thing is a water filter. Yes, okay. Sawyer Squeeze costs about $30 at Walmart, and long distance hikers use them for 6 months. filtering daily and very, very seldom has an issue. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. We also want to learn how to make one, Scott. So if, you know, saw your squeeze. We got very creative making fires, and thank goodness the town had tons of water brought to us. We had rice and beans for days. What happened, Carrie? Am I missing part of your conversation? I agree, and was telling Nana that we can live longer without food than water. I've learned how to make water filters with charcoal. Well, good, then you can make us a video and teach us. Yes, super glue was invented for that purpose, actually. You can actually buy the stuff they use in the ER, and it stings like hydrochlor. I can't pronounce that. Bandages can work too. Them because I love them because they are waterproof, right? Scott, I really am glad that you're in here. Glad to see you're supporting. I'm glad to see everybody's supporting. And all it is just a channel to try to help people, guys, like I keep saying, so we can learn from each other to survive if and when the opportunity, or not the opportunity, but the if at whatever point we may need to survive. But like I said, today's just basically a test run to make sure the StreamYard is going to stream to the channel, make sure everything's going, calm, cool, collected, and smoothly. Um, I saw a video where they layer sand and charcoal in a 2-liter bottle. I haven't tried it yet, though. See, that's a great idea. I missed your first comment. Okay, I'm going back up, honey. I'm looking. Okay, we got very creative. No, that's the very first one that's showing up, sweetheart. And there's the next one up. And no Carrie before then. That's it. Actually, it was my second comment. Well, I didn't see any others. That was the only two that I seen. My son gets huge bottles of lidocaine for his eczema, and I gashed my finger open putting his new trampoline up, and old water wasn't clotting up, and old water wasn't clotting it, so I used lidocaine. It's like liquid bandage. Lidocaine? That just numb it? I couldn't imagine it would seal it up. Okay, so we have the water filters, tools, fire starting stuff. Damn it, cold water. It sealed. It sealed it. Okay. Well, Carrie, I don't know what happened to your comment, sweetheart, but I would really, truly love to know what happened. We got very creative making fires, and thank goodness the town had tons of water brought in to us. We had rice and beans for days. Hello, Stacy. Nana, Carrie, Nana's comment was shoot, was where we missed something in your number 2 comment. Why all the rice and beans? Thank you. Yeah, what was, why did the town bring water in? Where are you located? I guess just the area. You don't have to tell us exactly where. And what was going on? Hey, Stacy. Because I mean that'll help give us, reasons. I mean, if you can explain what happened in your town or your area, then that would help us understand different reasons why we need to be prepared. People hear the word prepper and they just automatically assume some crazy person like the Valo, Daybell crap. That's not true. Being a prepper just means that you are prepared for whatever might come your way. When you're raising kids, when you've got little kids, do you not always, well, even as adults, you go out and you buy bottles of Tylenol or aspirin or ibuprofen, bandages, that kind of stuff? That's being a prepper. That's being prepared. If you need this, you already have it on hand. So is putting groceries in your cabinet. That's being a prepper, because that way you don't have to worry about driving out to the store every day to get stuff to fix for dinner. It's just not on a large scale. Oh, okay. I was saying we survived an awful tornado in Farmington, Missouri in 94. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't have a clue what we were talking about. Okay, a tornado. And I'm assuming it took out a big chunk of the town. That's why the town stepped up and brought in water and stuff, right? I want an actual bunker, but that's impossible as a renter. Yeah. And I don't know if I could actually teach you how to build one. I mean, I probably have the knowledge of how to go about doing it, but I ain't nowhere I can build one. Maybe we can get Scott or somebody to build a bunker, and then they can show us what steps they took. One of the most important things about being a prepper is knowledge, what to expect, how to do it, and where to go. Exactly. And we're going to try to cover all of that. Sorry, I'm writing this stuff down. Just so I don't forget, not because I'm not smart enough. I'm just so I don't forget it. So, is anybody in here besides Carrie? Has anybody else been through a natural disaster where they were actually displaced from their homes, or where they had to deal with no power, no water, that kind of stuff? I actually thought about building a dugout and videoing the process. That would be great, Scott, if you'd be willing to share, sweetheart. I mean, I know you were talking about, you're thinking about maybe starting a channel like this, but if you wouldn't mind, you could share. We could both profit from it, or help people from it, or whatever you want to call it. I believe I could build one. I've got enough faith in myself, probably because I've been single so long. I got to have faith in somebody. Well, having faith in the fact that you can do it and actually being able to physically do it and have the knowledge of what you're doing and making sure it's structurally sound, you got to have all that stuff too. And you would have to decide on how big you wanted it, what kind of structure you wanted. Like he's talking about doing a dugout, that would be, just like digging out from the ground, packing your dirt down and stuff. But there's some people that build them with concrete floors, that kind of stuff, cinder block sides. But that's going to take a while, and it would take quite a bit of videoing. I've been through 3 major earthquakes, some mid-grade hurricanes, and snowstorms. Never displaced, but had no power and phone for a day or two. Well, I'm sure pretty much all of us can survive for a day or two, but you still have to worry about, what are you going to eat? You have no way of cooking, that kind of stuff. That's where the canning comes in. We learn how to can vegetables and meat and all that. Then you have a ready supply in your pantry that you can go and either build a fire outside, put one in your grill, and heat the stuff up. California earthquake in the 70s. I was a teen with my family, but only a few days. Nana, I'll YouTube it if I had questions. LOL. I learned a lot from YouTube. LOL. I was just saying. But that's one of the whole things about this channel, discovering, is so that we can learn simple things, simple ways to deal with it, instead of all this high tech. You got to hire people to come in and do this and do that, and you got to have a fortune to be able to buy all this stuff that you can have it readily available for you. We're talking about people, everyday people that may not have a stash of money that can run out and just grab this or that, whatever they need, and survive. Exactly, just simple survival. And I do have a question. Scott, I don't know if you know anything about EMPs or not, but I have a question for you that I read while I was doing more research. And that is, what good if the power grid goes down? What good will it do to have transistor radios or old TVs that'll work? Because, like they say, if an EMP strikes, if you have an old boob tube, the TVs that had the actual bulbs in the back, the tubes, or if you have old transistor radios, stuff like that, what good is that going to do you if the power grid goes out all around you? I do have an answer for that question, guys. I'm just wondering if somebody that has a little bit of knowledge knows what the answer is. Does anybody know the answer to that? Oh, we're losing people, guys. But the channel is just starting. We're just now getting started with it. You gotta have faith. It's gonna go big, I promise. And it's because of you guys. You're gonna make it go big. I have a wind up emergency radio, but I guess if power is out, a radio station, I won't hear anything but static. That's what you would think, right? But depending on how big the grid is, I mean, that has went out. Now, if it goes out all across the United States, we're in for a world of hurt. But if it only goes out in, like, say, 3, 4 states or that big of a circumference of area, you need the transistor radio or the TV, because there's possibility you could pick up stations, air, the wavelengths in the air, whatever you want to call them, from other places that have not been hit. And you could still get updates and stuff about what's going on from outside the damaged area. That's why you always need to keep a transistor radio handy. And the older, the better, as long as it works. One of the wind-up kind, the flashlights in the radio, you wind it up during emergency situations, that's the best kind to have. And anything that you have, transistor radio, a phone that you don't use on a daily basis, you need to keep it like ones that you can buy like at the dollar store and stuff like that. Make sure that if you put the time on it, that it don't just run out, but put the time on it. Don't matter if it's just $5-10 worth. Buy you one of the little cheap phones. Take it home, wrap it as tightly as you can, put a cloth around it, then wrap it in tinfoil and put it in a safe place. And that way, if an EMP strike happens, it won't affect that phone. Anything that you're wanting to preserve that you don't want damaged from the electrical pulse, you put some type of cloth or something around it first, then you seal it with tinfoil. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You need to be prepared, because you can't wait until it happens and then worry about trying to hide everything, because it's too late by then. You're never going to know it's happening until it happens. I'll have videos and stuff on here that'll help people understand, help show what we're supposed to do if it happens. And then we're going to get more into the actual go out and find a camp spot and show people how to do the biscuits and how to cook everything in one skillet and how to build the fires and how to filter the water. We're actually going to do all that, and I'm going to video it. But Stacy, who was it? Ain, I would love for you to, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and make that video of how to do the sutures. That would be great. And very informative and very helpful. We're going to get Robin on here soon and get started with the canning. She's going to teach us how to do the canning of meat, so we can make hamburgers ahead of time, so we can make pork chops ahead of time. We can get all the meats that you are going to want and not be able to get access to. We're going to can them and we're going to put them up in the cabinet. You'll be able to learn. We'll teach you how to know if it's still good, if it's not good. The whole kit and caboodle, guys. Just good old country living, that the way people have lived for years and years in this neck of the woods anyways. That would be great, sweetheart. I would greatly appreciate it. And it don't have to be, you don't have to worry about professional or not. Don't worry about how it's done. Just make sure that we can see what you're doing and, give instructions of how you're doing it. Supplies that you would need to keep handy, that kind of stuff. That's all I'm asking. Just make the video and you can send it to me. If you can't send it to me, we'll figure out a way to get it. Okay. Or if nothing else, if we can't figure that out, then we'll take and you can come on panel and show us on panel. That would actually work too. But first aid is a really good thing to start with too. Everybody always needs to know about first aid, whether you're hikers or you've got little kids, or if you live by yourself and you're walking around and stub your foot into something and cut a big old gash in it. Panels would be really good. Cool. Yeah, it would. That's what I'm thinking is, have them come up on panel and do it live, in real time. Now, something like you doing the dugout, there's no way we could do that. I don't think, anyways. But you're going to show us how to do the chickens too, right, Scott? I don't mean for there to be silence, but I'm just thinking. Sometimes it's hard for me to do. I'm trying to think 10 steps ahead, and I've not even got number 4 done. So I need to work on getting a list for the tools, the stuff we need to make different fires. I'll tell you something else, guys, that makes a really quick fire. Hand sanitizer and creamer, like goes in your coffee. That stuff is tremendously flammable. If I'm able to line up a patient, I'll make a video. Otherwise, I'm okay coming on panel. Okay, that'd be great, hon. That would absolutely be wonderful. I don't raise chickens anymore, or I definitely would. Well, that kind of sucks. I'll go steal one from my son and mail it to you, Scott. Did you ever eat a geese or goose? Not a geese or a goose. Guinea. Did you ever have guineas, Scott? Have you ever tried to eat one? You never had them? My son's got 3. He had 4, but there's only 3 left. But now I've killed and defeathered and gutted and cut it up and fried it and got it on the plate ready to eat. But I was 9 months pregnant, and by the time I actually got it on the plate, I couldn't eat it. When we traveled, we always kept Fritos or potato chips to light a fire. Really? I didn't realize they're that flammable. Flammable. Sorry when I do stuff like that, guys. I'm just trying to figure out what's the correct terminology. Sometimes we say things incorrect, and it makes us sound not so educated, as AB has so recently said. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good channel. I think we're going to have some absolutely wonderful ideas, and ways of doing things, and with people all over coming in and showing us the different ideas from their areas, I think it's going to be great. Potato chips are oily and oil is flammable. Flammable. However you say it. Dang it. I used my turkey fryer to heat the water to dunk the chickens in to get the feathers loose, right? They light up pretty fast with a little bit of sticks. Huh. Well, see, you learn something new every day. I did not know that. I didn't know about the Vaseline and the cotton balls either. I did know about the hand sanitizer and the coffee creamer. So maybe that's what we need to study on, is stuff that you find around your house that works, that can be used readily available. That's easy to grab, small stuff, and put in like a bug out bag or something. And I know y'all think I'm crazy about saying we need to get a bug out bag ready, but the plain and simple fact is you never know what might happen. And you may have to leave the security of your own home. And you don't want to walk out the door with your hands empty, trust me. It's the same thing as getting your all your birth certificates and all your important papers and all that stuff and putting it into a fire safe so that you'll have it in case something happens. Except this is stuff that's actually going to sustain life. I always put my leftover oil on boxes and logs to soak in, so when I grill or start a fire, it's all already soaked. Plus, it don't get clogged in my drains. Hmm, it's an A plus plus, huh? Smart thing to do. It's actually very smart, especially like if taken and find a small plastic tub or a trash can or something that has a lid, and your soda boxes, like when you buy sodas, and everybody gets so agitated about crushing those boxes up and trying to throw them away. Take and rip them up into small pieces, throw them in that tub, and then when you have grease or something from something you're cooking, just pour it in there, and that you could use that a little bit of that every time. Yeah, absolutely. Or cardboard boxes, rip them up in small pieces. And then, hey, that works even if you're just going out and building a fire for the kids at night to let them sit around the fire and roast marshmallows. Then you always have a fire starter there. I can start a fire with a AA battery and paper foil, like cigarette paper. Well, you're going to have to either come up on panel or you're going to have to make us some videos and show us doing that stuff, discovering. Stop bragging about it. Put your money where your mouth is. Right? I mean, these are all great ideas. They really are. I was told about another subject that we can talk about later, like later. But what kind of rampage is going to happen to the farmers, the big farmers? If the grid goes down and people are, they're going to descend on the grocery stores and stuff. But what about the big farmers that grow corn and stuff like that? Can you imagine what their fields and stuff are going to look like after people have trampled all through them trying to steal their stuff? Which, I mean, they're not going to have any use for it if the power goes down, except to feed their own families and stuff. But can you imagine what people are going to do? We also need to do an episode on growing vegetables and herbs and stuff in small spaces, guys. like in vertical containers. 9-volt battery and steel wool will start a fire. Yep. And you as a man would probably have steel wool and a 9-volt battery laid around somewhere. But more than likely, females that live alone or older females that live alone are not going to have a 9-volt battery and, steel wool. Whereas they might have 2A batteries they can take out of the remote for their TV. And the people who smoke or chew gum, they would have that kind of foil. What about the big, huge farms that have the automatic feeders that runs by power? Their animals will starve without food. Yes, honey, they will. I guess them farmers are going to have to get off their butts and get out there and do it their dang self, ain't they? The way that it used to be done. In the olden days. Well, guys, we're coming up on an hour, and for this being a test run, I was, like I said, it's a test run. It was make sure everything was going smoothly, find out what kind of things we need to talk about and get, videos about or discuss in the very first real live chat. I greatly appreciate everybody's input. Keep coming up with the ideas, guys. I mean, if you run across, say somebody runs into their brother-in-law who lives out next to the woods and he knows how to do something, find out from him how to do that and bring it to the table. Any kind of creative idea that you can come up with, stuff that you can use like within your house, stuff you might have laying around your house that can get a job accomplished. That's the kind of stuff we need to know about. Stuff that we can, whether it be a spoon and a fork and you can make, a barbecue out of it, then hey, bring it to the table and let us know. And in that way we can stick a spoon and a fork in our bug out bag and we got it when we go. I'm exaggerating. Yes, I know. But you get the idea. I always love learning new things. Thanks, Donna. Well, thank you, Ruth. I do too, hon. And I can't wait to actually get the channel going and really get a live going, I greatly appreciate all of y'all being here. And I will next time put out on my community tab on Nana's Angels that I'm going live and not just depend on the notifications, because evidently they didn't go out, even though I did set that up early this morning. But I'll put it out on my community tab on Nana's Angels, and I will try to give people heads up on Nana's channel when I've got a good crowd in there about when I'm going to be doing it next. Now, something I do want to ask y'all before I get out of here. I'm excited for this. Thanks, Nana, and to everyone. What I do want to ask you is, do y'all think once a week should be good, or should we do lives twice a week on Nana's Bunker? Your opinion, guys. Nana, I only knew because you told me, because I never get any notifications. I know, hon. But like I was telling Discovering, guys, make sure you go into your YouTube settings and make sure your YouTube settings, it says all notifications are on. Then go back to your individual notifications and make sure, click them off and then turn them back on and do all notifications. Twice a week. Thank you. Thank you. Twice a week. Okay. Then we will see what we can do about getting out lives twice a week. Like I said, guys, we can survive. We just got to work together, learn together. And there's going to be stuff that it's already been proven. Y'all are going to know stuff that I'm not thought of or that I didn't know, and vice versa. Some topics are longer than others. Once a week, some topics are longer than others. Okay. I got my notifications. I'm glad, Ruth. whatever works around your life, Nona. Well, thank you, Aim. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I don't want my notifications on because I watch a lot of different channels. LOL, just need yours and a couple of others. Yeah, but if you're not getting notifications, it's probably because your YouTube channel is not turned on. The notifications in there aren't turned on. Right? I really appreciate you all coming. And I'm really hoping and praying that this channel explodes. So do us a favor, guys. Make sure and share out the link for this channel. Discovering the truth, silly it would be for this channel only. How are you today, Mohawk Mom? I'm hoping you're doing good today. Is there anything that you would like to learn about that we haven't mentioned already? I mean, I'm sure we're going to eventually cover everything, guys. We are. I'm just trying to get things lined up in the order that you guys want to watch. Yeah, in the YouTube channel settings, it's all notifications. But if you have the notifications for each individual things adjusted to where you want them, whether it be all on or silent or some notifications, that's where you pick and choose when you get them. But you have to have them turned on in YouTube settings. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a day for Donna's Bunker. But remember, we're going live at 8 o'clock tonight on Donna's Angels. And we're going to be discussing a time traveling Candace Bly. Allergies are horrible, guys. I just got here, so I will have to watch this from the start. Okay, well, I mean, it wasn't much. It's just to, try to make sure everything's running good, make sure everything works out the right way, get some ideas of where we want to start. What do we want to start learning on first? That kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, Quantum Leap, Candace. I forgot. I tried to think of what it was that you told me, and I forgot. I can go back in and change it. But yeah, I will be on at 8 o'clock tonight, guys, to discuss Quantum Leap, Candace. Something's going on there, guys. I mean, what Kirst found is just mind-boggling, and we have looked in every different direction and cannot figure out what happened or why it happened. Okay, and I know that leaves y'all a little bumfuzzled, but it's okay. You'll just have to come into the live and find out what's going on. Anyways, guys, this is a wrap for Donna's Bunker. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Please make sure and come back. Please share out the link for the channel. And I hope that we all learn together, guys. I mean, truly. I will be putting informative videos out on the channel that if you want to watch them, you can. And then we'll be doing, I think, twice a week, unless something comes up twice a week. We'll do lives on Donna's Bunker and have people come up on panels, show us how to do things. We'll discuss what we want to find out next or what we want to learn next, that kind of stuff. Thanks, Nana and chat. Hope everybody has a great day and night wherever you are. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And as always, I love you guys. Don't forget to thank the good Lord above. Hug your kids, call your parents, and I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Have a great one.